Good day to members of the media and the listening public. Bermuda's economy continues to demonstrate notable growth and resilience. During the first quarter of 2024, Bermuda's economy grew by an estimated 7.1%, adjusted for inflation, signifying strong expansion compared to the same period of the previous year. This economic growth resulted from increased household expenditure and a rise in the export of goods and services. In current prices, GDP increased by 8.7% year over year, highlighting the additional impact of rising implicit prices. Evidenced by both real and nominal GDP figures, such growth highlights the economy's resilience and effectiveness of supportive government policies and prevailing market conditions. Consumer spending in the first quarter increased by 1.2% year over year to $793.4 million. This increase reflects modest yet positive growth in the total amount of money consumers spent on goods and services during the quarter. Household consumption of services increased by 1% year over year, reflected in higher expenditure for catering, cleaning, and medical services. Meanwhile, spending on durable goods grew by 4.3%, with notable increases in purchases of jewelry, clocks and watches, furniture and furnishing, and photographic equipment. This increase in consumer spending in Bermuda's first quarter of 2024 demonstrates a positive economic environment, with growth in both service, consumption, and investment in durable goods. In the first quarter of 2024, employment income rose by 11% compared to 2023 levels. Notable increases in employment income were observed across various industries, including international business, up 17.1%, hotels and restaurants, up 6.7%, banking, insurance, and real estate, up 8.2%. Business services, up 2.2%. Wholesale and retail, up 1.3%. Public administration and defense, up 7.4%. Transport and communication, up 14.9%. This growth in employee remuneration across these sectors reflect positive economic performance. Tourism, which is vital to Bermuda's economy, also showed growth. In the first quarter of 2024, Bermuda welcomed 25,761 air visitors, an increase from the 24,661 in 2023. Visitors' estimated expenditure also rose, reaching $52.6 million, up from the $48.7 million in the previous year. Government consumption increased by 6.9% in the first quarter, a significant improvement over the 4% decline experienced in the same period last year. This rise is mainly attributed to increased expenditure on salaries. Gross capital formation remained relatively steady, with a slight decline of 1% to $201.6 million. Although investment in construction fell by 6.8%, investment in machinery and equipment saw a positive increase of 5.1%, driven by higher imports of trailers, semi-trailers, machinery parts, and industrial machinery. Bermuda's trade balance improved by 16.4% to $800.4 million, as the increase in receipts from exports of goods and services exceeded the growth in payments for imports. Exports of goods and services grew by 10.8% during the quarter, with a notable contribution from higher receipts related to business services. This improvement underscores Bermuda's increasing competitiveness in international markets. Business confidence continues to rise, as demonstrated by a year-over-year increase in new business registrations. The business register grew to 16,186 total businesses, with 152 new businesses registered in Bermuda during the first quarter of 2024. In conclusion, the government is committed to fostering the expansion and stability of Bermuda's economy by cultivating a business environment that allows businesses to thrive. As we move into the remainder of 2024, the government will continue to execute the strategic initiatives outlined in the Economic Development Strategy to ensure sustainable growth and development. We remain focused on ensuring this momentum continues, supporting businesses and creating jobs for the people of Bermuda. For more information, please review the Q1 2024 quarterly GDP by expenditure publication available at the Department of Statistics online at gov.bm. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. At this time, we now welcome questions from the media.
Thank you, Minister. Elisa Bernardo with Bermuda Broadcasting News. Now, we've heard a lot of figures just then. What is your candid assessment of those Q1 statistics overall?
The assessment is that the statistics are extremely positive. They show that Bermuda continues to trend in a positive direction. The first quarter statistics are in alignment with previous quarters. This is now 6 consecutive quarters of economic growth. It means that our economy remains resilient and continues to expand. It means that there is a level of both business and consumer confidence in the local economy.
Understood. And you said that 152 new businesses were registered in that quarter. Mm-hmm. How many of those were international companies?
So of the new businesses, 30 was local, 105 was exempted, 17 was exempt partnership, and that gives you the total of 152 new
thank you.
businesses.
And what do you make of that balance? It seems that, exempt companies are, growing much more higher than local businesses in Bermuda. Would you agree?
That's typical based on the structure of our economy. The international business sector represents 28% of all economic activity in Bermuda. That's a significant portion of economic activity. We expect that sector to grow. Part of our strategy is business retention and expansion in that particular sector. But it means that we also have to do more to diversify our economy and ensure that we make the proper investment into small businesses in Bermuda so we can see greater expansion in the local business sector.
Of course. And you cited kind of 6 years of growth there, yet residents continue to feel, the constraints of the cost of living. Mm-hmm. When do you expect things to improve for the ordinary resident?
The government continues to put measures in place to improve the conditions for residents within Bermuda. You will see in the House of Assembly tomorrow that the Premier will make a statement as it pertains to additional spending that we're going to commit to ensuring that we provide better quality of life for Bermudians. As I stated in previous press conference, we can have an economy that is progressing in a positive direction, and we can still have individuals feeling the negative impacts of the cost of living. The banks have indicated, or a bank in particular has indicated, that it's going to reduce its interest rates on loans. That will give some sort of ease to persons who are experiencing high mortgage and high loan repayment commitments. And so there is a number of items that the government will do to ensure that we reduce the cost of doing business and the cost of living in Bermuda.
Okay. And just lastly, I recall during the time of COVID, you had introduced a kind of digital nomad policy where people could work remotely from Bermuda. Is that program still in place?
Most definitely. That program is still in place, But apart from that program, we have a number of ways in which persons can be domiciled in Bermuda and be resident in Bermuda. And the department will communicate in future weeks what we intend to do with that one-year residency program.
Okay. And as of now, are those digital nomads still contributing notably to the economy?
Most definitely. Anybody that is living in the Bermuda economy has associated expenses with that living, and they will be part of our consumption numbers as well.
Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon, Minister. I am Oliver Solomon from the Royal Gazette. I have a question on the local businesses that you mentioned that were registered this year. Earlier, you said that there are initiatives which the government is pursuing. What are some of those initiatives that are being put in place to help these small businesses?
So primarily, we have the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation. The principal focus of the Economic Development Corporation is to build small and medium-sized enterprises in Bermuda. We are in the process of developing a national entrepreneurship strategy, but apart from that, the principal work that they do on an ongoing basis is to support the expansion and development of small businesses in Bermuda, whether it be through providing business advice, whether it be through providing incubator and accelerator programs, whether it be to educate entrepreneurs on certain aspects of small business management. That is part of the core responsibilities. They are also responsible for the economic empowerment zones, and they have been extremely active in ensuring that they have branches in each and every one of those economic empowerment zones to expand the business offerings in those zones as well.
And in what sectors of the economy are you seeing these small businesses getting into, like persons trying to explore over the past year or so?
I think when we put out the annual GDP numbers by production approach, we can have a better scope of where the small businesses are actually situated. Most persons are in the retail sector or service sector.
And one last question, in terms of the economy in general, what are some of the gray areas that you have probably seen over in the first quarter, and what can be done to strengthen those areas?
Certainly, the construction numbers are not where we want them to be. If we had greater level of production in the construction sector, we certainly see higher levels of gross capital formation. And I think we will continue to talk and work with developers as best as we possibly can to get some high-profile construction projects off the ground.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That was the final question. Minister, do you have any closing remarks?
Yes, most definitely. The economic news that was released today is extremely positive. It shows that the Bermuda economy is resilient. It shows that the Bermuda economy is robust. We see better employee income numbers, which means that there is a general increase in remuneration that goes to employees and an expansion of jobs across multiple economic sectors. The government remains committed to ensuring that we have an economy that is sustainable, an economy that continues to grow, and an economy that allows businesses to thrive.
Thank you, Minister. That concludes our press conference. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you.